You're wrapped up in all the social media hype and want to start taking YouTube serious and build a community that loves you for you, but you don't know where to start. Well, here's exactly how I'm going to help you take the first step and come up with a YouTube video. And yes, it may be a short one, but your first video will give you the momentum to keep making content. When it comes to social media channels, that includes TikTok, Instagram, or YouTube, you can make an audience or you can build a fan base. And the difference between the two is that an audience just likes to watch your content, but a fan base will follow anything you do. For example, on TikTok, if you make a video and you're following a certain niche, most of the followers from your TikTok aren't gonna go anywhere because you've only built an audience. You haven't actually built a fan base that's gonna follow you wherever you go. A fan base, on the other hand, is actually gonna engage with anything you post because they like you for your personality and your presence is enough. And the best way to build a fan base that I found is to be value driven. And this is making content that serves a specific purpose to your audience. So my purpose for you guys is to make sure that every word that comes out of my mouth is actually going to benefit you in some way. You're not just listening to me yapper and gibberish and yeah. I just did, but that's not the point. You can also make timeless content, and this is content that will never die. For example, how to make this year your best year. That can be recycled every single year for the next 20 years, as long as YouTube remains. The most important thing to keep in mind when you're making content is that your first couple videos, nobody's gonna see it. I promise you, nobody is gonna see your videos. You don't even know how to make good videos yet. Your videos aren't compelling enough to get people to actually sit through the first 5 seconds. And that's the most important thing when it comes to your first or your second or your third video. I promise you, your first video will not blow up and none of your friends will see it. So even if you think you're gonna get hated on your first couple videos, nobody is gonna see it. You're just, don't worry, please. Just don't worry. If you did wanna get views on your first couple videos, you have to be good at making content. You have to make people listen to you. You have to force them to listen to you because they don't even know you. Your first video is honestly gonna be trash. Just accept it. So, all of this talk about first video, and I'm sure you wanna know, how do you even make a first video? What should your first video be about? And what I'd recommend is just introduce yourself to the platform. So if you're doing a TikTok video, introduce yourself to TikTok. Say, hey guys, this is my first TikTok and I'm nervous, but hey, this is it. This is me hopping on the platform and doing my thing. If it's YouTube, hey guys, I'm Jalen and this is my YouTube channel. I've just created it, but I don't know how this works, and if you guys could leave comments. So, do you know what I mean? Just introduce yourself to the platform and make sure that people know that you're there now. Honestly, it's as easy as it sounds. Just start. That's all you need to do. And if you feel like you want some more substance to your video and you want to actually maybe get a bit of views, then think of something that you enjoy, something that you're good at, something that people can watch you and say, oh wow, like, alright, he has a bit of a skill there. You can introduce yourself with a topic. So if I wanted to make a first video, I might do a skating video, a video where I'm ice skating, or a roller skating video, something that I know that I can excel in and I have a bit of a competitive advantage. And when I say competitive advantage, I mean something that you're better than others in. Not amazing, like you're not great, but you have a skill that a lot of people don't have, and you're pretty good. And if you make content about something that you actually enjoy, it's easier to be authentic and it's easier to put yourself across as a human rather than talking about something that you don't even enjoy. For example, if I was to talk about gaming, I game a little bit, but I don't know enough about games to even be credible to talk about that. And I feel like I just wouldn't be as enthusiastic because it's not something that I do on a regular basis. The key point here is if you make videos that you want to make, it will give energy to the audience. The audience will feel like they're actually watching someone talk about something that they want to talk about. And emotion brings out emotion. That's something I like to think about. Like, if I'm conveying emotion to you, you feel it. It doesn't feel forced. It feels natural. It feels like I want to be talking about this. And if you're finding this helpful so far, be sure to click the like button down below and message me on Instagram. At the moment, I'm responding to everyone. A lot of people nowadays are hopping on the Mr. Beast kind of content trend, and they're doing these doing this in this amount of time videos. There's a lot of Mr. Beast copycats nowadays, and I like it. I mean, to be fair, I enjoy that type of content, so it doesn't really bother me. But a lot of people are bothered by it, and it's sort of taking YouTube in a different direction from what it used to be. So I would recommend that you don't make original content, but steal like an artist. And no, when I say steal it, I mean take the work and build something off it, make it creative. Creative work only builds off of what came before. Nothing can really ever be original. Like, prime example, on my TikTok, Iconical1, I did a lot of transition videos, and there was this one thing that I did, which was saber lines, and it was where essentially it was like, I would swipe across the screen, and each time I swipe, I would add an effect that goes down, and it would be on every beat of the music. And that wasn't my idea. I took it from someone else, but I made it my own, and I implemented other techniques like cloning and a bit more VFX to just spice it up and give more to the audience than what the other person was offering. So I took someone else's idea and I revamped it to make it mine and just made it better. An important thing to note when you're starting YouTube is that you're not gonna get rich off of just YouTube. Impossible. Ad revenue just doesn't stretch that far, and unless you're Mr. Beast, you're not gonna get that much views, and Mr. Beast pours money back into his YouTube anyway, so I doubt he's profiting off his ad revenue. If you wanna make money on YouTube, you need to be funneling your views into a business, into a service, or into something that you wanna build on the side. And that thing on the side is what's gonna make you rich. YouTube is just a little community that funnels into that. And it's honestly the best way nowadays to start up a business and build an empire. For example, you could start a clothing brand, you could start a Discord, or you can, if you're a value-based channel where you talk to your audience and educate them just like what I'm doing, you could set up a Discord, and you could set up a free one and a paid one, and you could funnel that free one into the paid one. Do you see what I'm getting at here? And if you are making this content, do not get wrapped up in statistics. A lot of people, when they start making YouTube videos, they start every minute they're refreshing their analytics page because they want to see more. It's just that rush of dopamine. What you should be doing is don't look at your analytics until you feel like, I say after 3 days. 3 days is what I find when videos tend to pick up. The first day, nothing. The second day, you can start seeing a trajectory. And then the third day is where you're like, oh damn, okay, this video could actually go somewhere. So if you're gonna check your analytics on the first day, you're not gonna be happy. So just forget about your analytics and focus on making the best content you can. Get 1% better every day with every single video you upload. And over the course of 30 days, you'll be at least 10% better. And your first video compared to your last video 30 days later, the difference will be dramatic. If you're not being creative in your videos, honestly, there's something wrong. You need to switch niches because you need to have that enthusiasm to actually be making content. And I promise you can't get that if you're not creative. YouTube content creation is a creative job. It's a creative lifestyle. You have to learn how to be creative and express yourself in that manner. And when you're first starting out, don't set deadlines for yourself. The worst thing to do is to say, okay, I'm gonna make videos this day, this time, every single week. That's just like, that is so much stress to put on your mental. Because, for example, I've been editing for the past 4 years, and over the years of editing, I've realized that honestly, it's not for me because the deadlines, they're too difficult. Which is why now I've switched over to becoming a content creator and making content, which is much more applicable for me because I don't like the idea of deadlines. When I started as an editor, I thought, okay, cool, I'm gonna be able to work when I wanna work, and it's just not the truth because you still have to hit these deadlines, and if you don't, your reputation will dip. It will literally plummet to the ground. So if you wanna be sustainable on YouTube, yes, you have to be posting weekly, but don't make yourself feel like you have to. For example, today, I'm not gonna make one video. I'm gonna make about 3, I'm gonna sit here in this seat, and I'm gonna make about 3 videos in one sitting. And that just means that for the rest of these next 3 weeks, I'm not gonna have to think about, I gotta record this video, I gotta edit this video. Well, I do have to think about editing the video, but I can just pay someone else to do that, so that's fine. But recording the videos, I have to do. So I don't wanna be thinking every week I have to record another video. That's just too much to think about. People fail on new ventures because of burnout. Burnout, oh God. I hate burnout. I mean, the idea of why do people get burnt out of things that they enjoy? I once enjoyed editing so much. And over the past 4 years of doing it, every single year, it just gets less enjoyable and less enjoyable. And that just comes from doing things that you just don't really want to do. You need to make content creation fun. You need to enjoy what you're doing. And you can only do that if you're talking about things that you love, things that you actually want to do. For example, I genuinely, with my whole heart, want to help you because I'm in the same position as you right now. This is my 12th, 13th video on YouTube, and honestly, it's been a pleasure just making content, and that's because I'm actually enjoying it. I mean, I feel like I'm bettering myself. I'm just getting better at life. So it seems like being burnt out is probably the worst thing that can happen for your business, for your brand, for anything that you want to progress in. But there's a way you can avoid it, and this one, it's annoying because it means that you kind of have to slow down a bit, but it can reap its rewards in the future. So what I do is I just stop. Like, if I didn't want to edit anymore and I had a last project coming up, I'd finish the project, I'd finish everything I need to do, so all of my work's done. And then I'd say, you know what? I'm not gonna edit anymore. I'm done. I'm just gonna find something else to do and hope it works. I'm just starting a whole nother business using that editing as a sort of portfolio to back me up. It's sort of like going to school. You stop enjoying school, you get your degree, and then you can go into a job. And I'm sure there's some people out there that still want to make money from what they're doing. So what you can do is just do it with people that are interested in the same topics. So what I did is I joined a Discord server that was made purely for creatives. Purely just creatives, just editors and filmmakers. It didn't make me enjoy it more, but it just made me do it because other people are doing it around me. So I just cracked on with it. And if you have any people that you can do it with, like friends or family, then that can help too. Like for example, the other day I was editing in my room with my sister, and I didn't enjoy the edit anymore, but she was just there for moral support. So you could try it if you want. So with that all being said, when do you actually start? When do you make your first video? When do you film it? Where do you film it? Why do you? Now! There's no time like the present. Do it today. Forget tomorrow. I really want the word tomorrow to just vanish. Tomorrow, honestly, the word tomorrow is just, why? Why tomorrow? Why not today? Why not now? Why not in an hour? In an hour, fair enough. Tomorrow? Impossible. It's never gonna happen. Just think about it. Just imagine how successful you could be if you start today. If you say tomorrow, tomorrow's not gonna come. I promise you, tomorrow, it never comes. If I say tomorrow, I might as well have just never said it in the first place. Honestly, if you just start making content now, you'll be so good that you can teach people how to do it. You can teach other people how to do what you've done, and because you've built up the steps and you've done it yourself, you have that credibility. It does, it takes long to be successful. So why not start early? Why do you want to progress? Why do you want to wait? Why do you want to do it later when you can just do it now? Your first video doesn't have to be perfect. Your first couple videos won't be perfect. So why do you want to delay it? It just doesn't make sense to me. My sister is 12. I promise you, she's gonna make a video this year. 100%. Age is irrelevant. Don't worry about your age. Don't worry if you're in school. Just make a video. If you're in school, in fact, that's the perfect opportunity. Every day, do your little get ready with me's. Don't even post them, just do them. Just get better at making content and talking to an audience. I wish you would just start. If you started now, oh my gosh. Be uncomfortable. Be out of your comfort zone. You don't want to stay in your comfort zone all the time. You'll never progress with anything. You can't build a business if you're just in your comfort zone all the time. You need to be putting in those hours. You need to be being creative. Use your head. You know, just get yourself out there. Listen, take it from me, okay? I know how difficult it is. I know how hard it can be to take the first step towards the life of a content creator. So, if you want to learn how to start YouTube, you should watch this video next.